Hello everybody, live market rundown for Thursday the 31st of August. We're almost through this very slow month, but it is picking up speed. As I have discussed already in length, the watch list is growing not only in quantity, but definitely also in quality. And it's been a very interesting time, and I just want to give you this little mental lesson that you should always react, never predict. Always take note, never project. Because when you're projecting onto the market, trying to fit the setup in, that's when the mistakes happen. That's when the stress happens. Stress comes from not knowing what will happen next. When you're just noting structure, seeing what's happening, seeing and reacting what's happening in the market, there's no room for stress. Stress happens when you're trying to predict things and you're not sure about it. That unsureness, that doubt, that is when that stress comes in. So I just wanted to tell you guys this because now everything has cleaned up so much. As I always say, the market cannot move without making structure on all the time frames, so it just makes it so much easier to look at what the market is willing to do. It would be like trying to predict the next step of somebody when they're just, like drunk walking in circles. I mean, it's just difficult. When somebody is just pacing ahead with a clear agenda like the price has right now, it's a lot easier and a lot more simple to go in there and take note of how things are happening, the size, the speed, the correctiveness, the impulsiveness. That is what we're here to do. And that is what I'm grateful for, that we're here able to do it again. So on that little rant, let's actually go into the markets and just take note of structure. Very simple stuff. 4-hour broke structure, made a 4-hour lower low. As we know, when the 4-hour makes a lower low, we will know that the 1-hour will be bullish after a break of structure. A higher high and a lower low gets confirmed by the time frame below breaking structure. So we have a 4-hour lower low. So for that reason, we would have to break structure on the time frame below the 1-hour. So we go in there and we can clearly see that it has broken structure right here, but I'm pacing it in this size over here. So what we then do is we look at the price flow. As we always know, you want to see impulsive moves in line with the trend, corrective moves against the trend. So is that what is actually happening here? This is definitely more impulsive than this, which is corrective. Look at the difference in speed, how quickly this goes up and how slowly this comes down. Boom, happens again. Very impulsive yet again. Now we're coming down in the corrective fashion, showing the agenda is still towards the upside. But I'm layering in the lessons on this one, but that's how you will understand it, right? For me to completely explain everything that I'm seeing. Not trying to make it more complicated, because you will notice that it's always the exact same stuff. Because what do you want to do? As I always say, you want to flow with the one above. What do I mean with that? If we're trading on the 1-hour, we want to be flowing with the one above, being the 4-hour. But this is obviously not the case. As I have just discussed, the 4-hour is bearish. Impulse, correction. Same thing, different time frame. Always the same thing. So now it would be stupid to buy on the 1-hour, because you would be going against the 4-hour trend. So what we actually do is we wait for this higher high to happen. Now it's coming down correctively. So after this does the setup, we zoom into the 15-minute and we buy on the 15-minute, not on the 1-hour. The reason we're buying on the 15-minute and not on the 1-hour is because we want to be flowing with the one above. So if you're taking 15-minute buys in line with this 1-hour bullish structure, you're flowing with the one above, which is super simple. There we go. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm waiting for a 1-hour setup, and then I'll be taking 15-minute entries. And you don't want to overstay your welcome on these longs, because we're here trying to trying to make a 4-hour lower high. But as you can see with this impulsive move, it's definitely not time for the 4-hour to be making a lower high. I'm expecting a move like this, and then a move like that. Probably some liquidity will be made up here, and then we'll be taking the shorts. That is my view on GBP CAD. Then the watch list, because this is also the watch list. This is GBP CAD, but this is waiting for a setup, and then you go into the entry. Now I have 3 pairs where the one above is already flowing the way we want it to do. So these are actually setups that are not going to be, these are pairs that are not going to be setups, but actual entries. So this is going to be a lot more interesting even. Can you imagine? So daily, this is quite nice. Euro JPY. The daily has broken above the daily higher high, showing we are on our way to the daily fib extension. So what can we do? We know that the daily is bullish and it still has room towards the upside. So we zoom in to the 4-hour, obviously, to flow with the one above. Like I say, it's always the same stuff, guys. And a lot of you guys are definitely already noticing that. It's always the same stuff. So what are we doing on the 4-hour? We are looking to see how far still the 4-hour target would be. So as we're seeing right now with the 4-hour fib extension, the fib extension always indicates how far a move still has to go. The moment the fib extension is always a target as well. I'm never pushing it past the fib extension. So the 4-hour is on its way to its target. So what can we do? We can zoom into the 1-hour to flow with the one above and take a little piece of the action. So we see perfect structure on the 1-hour, which is bullish as well, which is great because now again we can flow with the one above. Now what am I seeing here? I see a beautiful move up and I see a move which is coming down. This move, as I said, you want to see an impulse and a correction. Now this first part, note how I call it the first part, is quite heavy. But I'm expecting this to be only the first part of the move. Because as you can see here, we have imbalance left behind. So it would be nice, and I'm actually expecting this to happen, for it to come up, fill this imbalance. And then it would come down again. Then we're in the 1-hour time frame, but we have daily and 4-hour imbalance below, which is high time frame stuff. Another one of the rules is the higher the time frame, the more powerful, because it takes more money to move it and it's more people are looking at. Not everybody. This is basically a game of trying to see what everybody is seeing and anticipating the next moves. Not everybody zooms down to the 1 hour, the 15-minute, and even further, but everybody's looking at the daily time frame. It's always like that, especially the big players. So that is why the daily is super powerful, the 4-hour as well. Higher time frames are always super powerful. So basically, I'm expecting the second leg or the third, we'll see how it goes, how it corrects, to come into these levels of imbalance. And that is when I will be extremely interested to see what happens. Because if we had the confirmation here, we can actually buy into the fib extension level. For those that are a little bit more advanced, look at what is happening here. Double wicks. So this might actually be the liquidity that it will need to take in order to fuel the move up. There we go. That is Euro JPY. NZD USD, very similar setup again. As I say, it's always the same stuff. We had an impulse up on the 4-hour. We still had a 4-hour fib extension left to go. So we zoom into the 1 hour, try to get a piece of the action. Impulse up, now multiple legs down correctively. As you can see, we also have some liquidity below. So we'll be buying on the 1 hour because the 4 hour is bullish, so we can flow with the one above. We'll be buying on the 1 hour into the 4 hour fib extension. Now, that is NZD USD. Now, USD JPY, the last pair of today, is USD JPY. So as you can see, the daily broke structure, we have reached our 4 hour fib the daily fib extension. So now we go on to the 4 hour. We already reached our 4 hour fib extension as well. As I just told you guys, I will not be pushing this past the fib extension. So what I'm looking for now is a retracement. I'm actually expecting this to be broken, this 4-hour higher low, but we'll see when we get there, because we still have quite a lot of areas of interest below that it will most definitely tap into. So as you know, the 4-hour higher high is always confirmed by a 1-hour break of structure. We had the break of structure right here, lower low, lower high, lower low. And now we actually have already started our 1-hour move into this fib extension, which is perfectly aligning with these areas of interest lower. So for that reason, we can zoom into the 15 minutes and see what is happening. Yet again, guys, it's always the same stuff. Impulse into the correction, multiple legs indicating a correction. One leg indicating an impulse, multiple legs indicating a correction. So now we'll just have to wait over here, see how this lower high forms, and then we'll be able to sell on the 15 minute in line with the 1-hour trend, with the wind in the back flowing with the one above into these new 1-hour lower low levels. That is the watch list for today. I explained a lot of different concepts, but understand it's always the same stuff. This strategy is very simple. It's not easy, but it's very simple. We're always talking about the same things. About 5 levels we have in the strategy. And if you are interested in learning more about these separate levels, it's a great place to start. Is the bootcamp, which are alive right now. We'll be sending out a second run completely free. I mean, a third run actually, a third bootcamp soon will be live. But if you're truly interested and you want to go deeper into the strategy, you can always look into the trading course where I exactly drill down into the different levels of the strategy. But as always, I'm also here to show you my watch lists live, the stuff I'm looking at for my personal capital, my personal accounts, and I'm taking you on the journey of live managing money full-time, which is awesome, to be honest. I'm super grateful I get to share this with you guys, especially in moments like yesterday with the bootcamp. It was truly a joy to be on there with you guys. And as always, I'll keep you guys updated, and best of luck in the markets.